On this week's show, how to build a profitable TikTok account.
Welcome to the Entrepreneur's Blueprint podcast. We're here every Monday at 12 midday. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an upload. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, and you can watch us on YouTube.
Hey, I'm Russell Leeds, and welcome to the Entrepreneur's Blueprint podcast. My guest this week is a really good friend of mine, Craig Petty. We actually used to, in fact, most of my working business life is actually, we've been working on something or whatever together. So brilliant to have you on the show. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate it. It's super fun. I'm really glad to see you again. I'm really glad to be a part of this. Thanks very much.
Yeah, no problem at all, bro. No problem at all. Now, one of the reasons I wanted to bring Craig on the show is because he was one of those annoying people, just in general, but he was one of those annoying people that jumped on the TikTok bandwagon at the correct time. I remember we met up, it must have been maybe 4 or 5 months ago, something like that. And he was saying to me, dude, you've got to get on TikTok. And I was like, TikTok? Isn't that for like little children and people under the age of 12, just sort of miming along to music? And he was like, dude, my TikTok's blowing up. And he showed me. And some of his videos had literally over 1 million views. How many subscribers?
I think the most we've had is like 3 million on one video.
3 million.
Which is insane.
That is insane. And how many subscribers do you have right now?
I think we're just under 50,000, or just over 50, around about 50,000.
About 50,000 subscribers. And I was like, man, that is insane. Obviously, people like Gary Vee have been talking about it. Craig's really into his marketing and stuff. So I thought, if he's saying it's good, I probably should check it out. And I sort of went on and I looked at some of the videos, and he was like, do stuff like this guy. And it was like, and I just thought, nah. I was like, nah, I'm not going to do that. And then in lockdown, obviously, we've been at home, and Anna started jumping on it. And she was doing videos, and she was like, "Oh, do this." And I was like, Craig did say it, and I've kind of got into it. So I thought it would be a good episode, to talk about, you can tell people, like you told me, why should an entrepreneur be on TikTok? I suppose the first question is the first question for you. So you've convinced me.
Why should an entrepreneur be on TikTok?
Yeah.
You know what really, it kind of pisses me off a little bit. What pisses me off a bit is I see people on Facebook groups, and they link through to a TikTok video that a business person's done, and they've gone, oh, how creepy is this? This guy's putting a video on. What's he after? 12-year-olds? And it's like, do you understand what you're saying? It's an audience at the end of the day. I remember, I'm old enough to remember, when Facebook first came around, everybody was like, oh, you don't want to go on Facebook. Why would you possibly want to go on Facebook? That's never going to work for marketing. And then Instagram came around. Oh, why would you want to go on Instagram? That's not going to work. And now we all know how powerful Instagram is and how powerful Facebook is, and TikTok's the same thing. At the end of the day, there's a massive audience on there. Now, the majority of people that are on TikTok are what we class as Gen Z, which is like probably 13 to 24-year-olds. There are a lot of 13 to 24-year-olds on there, but there's also a lot of other people on there as well. Over the last 6 months, you've had more and more. All ages are on there. There's granddads on there. There's 30-year-olds on there. It's not exclusively just for kids anymore. But even if it was, that's still an okay audience, because those Gen Z kids that are on Facebook, that are on TikTok, they're going to grow up one day, and they're going to be the future heads of companies. They're going to be the people that are out there making all the decisions on who to book and what to do and what to say. And you're kind of pushing yourself out there to those guys right now. Plus, I've watched you on a lot of your podcasts, and one of the things you talk about a lot, and one of the things you and I both used to talk about when we were in business together, was social proof, having social proof. And I can't tell you, I mean, I as you know, I run an entertainment company. I can't tell you the amount of people that have booked us just because of having a large following on TikTok. Because we'll get an inquiry, hey, can you supply a magician for us? Yeah, of course you can. This is the price. Oh, I want to check, I want to shop around. No problem. You shop around. That's fine. By the way, you want to check this out because if you have a look on TikTok, we've got 50, 60,000 fans on there and we post daily and you can have a look at some of the stuff we do. And the amount of people that have come back to me and gone, oh, we're going to book you. I mean, because the bottom line is you can't have an audience of 50,000 people on a platform and be shit. Do you know what I mean? You just can't. You can't do shit videos and build an audience. You know, there's people on TikTok that have got 10 followers, 20 followers, and they put videos out every single day, and nobody follows them because their content's shit. Everybody knows that if they've got good content that they're pushing out, there has to be a reason why you've got that many followers. And I don't know if you're on TikTok, so you'll know, but if you've never been on TikTok, going on TikTok is a little bit addictive. I'm not talking about creating the videos. I'm talking about just watching TikTok, just going on there, because it's so insane when you first go on it. It's kind of like the first phase is you go, oh, everyone's talking about this TikTok. I'm going to go on there just so I can post on Facebook about how shit it is. And so you go on TikTok and you see this first video and you're like, what the hell am I watching? You go, hang on, let's see if they're all like that. 3 hours later, it's like YouTube. You just keep watching more and more videos and you find a channel that you like. You just watch every single video on that channel. And then the next thing is, oh, I'm gonna post one video. You go, I'll just watch it. I'm never gonna create any videos. Like you were like, oh, okay, I quite like this, but I'm never gonna create any videos.
Yeah.
And then the next step is, I'm gonna create one video just for a laugh. I'm gonna lip sync this one thing. And then the next thing you know, you've got a massive channel. It's like, yeah, I'm a TikToker, baby. And that's the thing. The whole thing just pulls you in. It doesn't matter what age you are. The whole thing just pulls you in. And people are passionate about it. And when you have passion, it doesn't matter what your business is, when you have passion, that's a good thing from a marketing point of view, at least. So, you know, I think that, and I've seen so many different business owners. I've seen lawyers on TikTok. There's lawyers that every day they put a video out going, hey, let me give you some legal advice on this situation. And they've got thousands and thousands of followers, and I know they've got business from it. There's real estate agents. I name a business, and they're on TikTok because business owners understand that where there's an audience, that's where you need to go. And one thing that we're doing right now is we're using our TikTok videos to push people to our other channels. So we've got a YouTube channel, and we're using TikTok, and we're saying, right, okay, we're putting a video up on TikTok. Hey, would you like to see how this works out? Go on our YouTube channel. And since we've been doing that, it's been pushing our YouTube channel up and up and up because it's a different audience to YouTube. So yeah, I mean, it just works. So I've been blabbering on a bit.
It's okay. And it's also, I suppose, like with YouTube, it's like with TikTok, the maximum is a minute. Is that right?
Yeah.
Maximum
1 minute, yeah.
You can put on is a minute. Well, obviously with YouTube, you can go much more. Well, like you can put this on YouTube, for example. You know, this format wouldn't work. But if you do, you know, a quick TikTok video, you know, sharing, and then like I suppose you could put like full video on YouTube or to YouTube or whatever. So yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so that's why entrepreneurs should be on. Do you think that people that join now have kind of missed the boat in terms of exploding their channel?
Nah, of course not. It's still in its infancy. Like, you know, you say I'm killing it on TikTok. I've got 50,000 followers. When I went on TikTok, there's magicians on TikTok. There's magicians like Magic Singh has got over 1 million subscribers or followers or whatever you want to call it. They've got 1 million people following him on TikTok. So if I looked at Magic Singh and I was like, oh man, that guy's crushing it on TikTok, there's no point in me going on there because there's already a guy with 1 million. It doesn't matter because it's not what everybody else does. It's what you do. That you know, I know there's magicians with way more followers than me that have been doing it longer. But that's not a problem because it doesn't stop me from building up my audience. It doesn't stop me from building up, you know, what you can go on to. It's never too late to catch the train. You know, there's always a jumping on point. And as long as you approach it correctly and you kind of have a strategy of how you're going to use it, then you know, the opportunities out there because it's growing every single day. I think there's more users on TikTok as a social media platform than anywhere else. So, and it's growing all of the time.
I remember when we start hearing things like it's the most downloaded app of the last few months, and it's like, okay, wow, it's, you know, you've got to start taking it, because I think a lot of people didn't take it seriously. I know I didn't take it seriously because I had a little quick flick on there, And I just thought, this is just stupid. You know, it's like, where's the? I remember saying to Anna, 'cause she was like, I was like, where's the value? Do you know what I mean? Like, where's the? I can understand on YouTube, I can post something of value. I can understand on Instagram. It just looks like people are just jerking around, which is fine. But I was like, I don't see the value. And then it was when you were showing me people, and I was like, okay, I can kind of see. Have you looked at my? Because obviously, you know, you're poo-pooing people that have got hardly any followers. I'm in that category at the moment.
You haven't been on there long. You've got like I think 100 followers. I looked at it the other day actually.
I've got 114 followers. I've been on there I've been actually doing it for about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So my account.
You dabbled with it before a little bit.
I dabbled with it a little bit before, yeah. So, but I've actually been. So my best video so far, as I'm speaking, has had 2,843.
Okay.
That's
not bad.
I've had another one with over 2,000. I've had a couple in the thousands, but my if you look through my average, it's more in the hundreds. You know. So what do you think as someone who is giving advice? What do you think of my? Have you seen my channel? Have you looked at it?
Yeah. There's a video on there that I really like actually. It's the one where you walk out on your doorstep and you do it to that song, I Can't Go Any Further Than Here, or something like that.
Yeah.
That was current. That was funny.
That one got 1,500. That did quite well.
That I laughed out loud with that one. I thought that was really good. I think your TikTok channel's good. I think that there's some videos in there that are great, that are on brand. Like the stuff where you're talking about entrepreneurism and you're kind of doing this sort of pointing thing. Because the thing with TikTok is, the ultimate goal with TikTok is to get onto the For You page. That's the ultimate goal. So when you first go on TikTok, you see this For You page, and that's the goal of every TikToker, to get on the For You page. Because when you get on that page, that's when your views go up and up and up and up and up. And when they go up and up and up, hopefully you'll convert that person into a subscriber and they'll like your posts, and then you'll keep seeing more and more of their stuff. So you want to get on the For You page. And there's a few different ways of doing that. The first is jumping on trends. There's a lot of trends, and there's a lot of hashtag challenges, and there's a lot of stuff that you can jump on and you can kind of make it your own. So the stuff where you're pointing, I know you think that's silly, but you've done a couple of videos like that. I can't remember, but I'm guessing that they had decent views.
Yeah, it's a mix.
Yeah.
One of them had over 2,000. Then another one would have. That's the one thing I don't understand. Right, this is one of the things I don't understand. So I'll do a video. So I did a video yesterday.
Yeah,
I did 2 yesterday. Same hashtags, same. As far as I can see, everything's kind of the same. One of them had 159 views.
Yeah.
And the other one, I don't know, all social media is like this to a point, but for me, it seems like TikTok is really unbalanced. Another one of them, it went up and it didn't really do anything for the first hour, and then suddenly I was looking every minute, it was going up like 100 views, and I was like, oh my goodness! And then it bang stopped, and then it just went whoosh, stop.
So what you want to do, your ultimate goal is to get on the For You page. What that tells me is that video, TikTok said, we're going to put that on the For You page. And when the views were going up and up and up, it was because it was on the For You page and people were looking at it and people watching it. And then when it stopped, it got taken off the For You page. Your goal is to present content that people really buy into, so that when they see you on the For You page, they subscribe to you, because then they'll see your stuff a lot more, whether it's on the For You page or not. You can't get every video on the For You page, and a lot of the time it's kind of luck whether you get on the For You page or not. You can affect it by adding hashtags. You can affect it by the correct use of music. Music is massive in TikTok, so you can look on TikTok and you can look at the most popular music, and you can see what music is really popular on TikTok, and then you can drill down into that, and you can look at videos other people have done and how many views they've got when they've used that music. And then you can kind of, I'm not going to say copy, but you can take an idea and you can spin it on its head and you can do it in a different way. So that thing that you did, I was talking about earlier, where the door opened, that's been done before. I don't know if you've seen other people do it before. That's been done before, but you did it in a different way, which is absolutely cool. So you can take, but by using
all my stuff has been like that.
yeah.
I think there's a couple of things where it's kind of was just totally original, but mostly it's been seeing other people doing it, nicking their nicking their music, but using that music and then creating a similar but different video. So mine is all about entrepreneurship, and I'm talking about things like create these 4 habits while on lockdown.
Yeah.
Same video. It's just that they didn't do create 4 habits while lockdown. They did, I don't know, 4 ways to work out abs. Do you know what I mean? So it's the same.
Yeah.
With my
which is absolutely fine. You want to look at other ideas that are working for people and replicate it. So hashtags is good, music is good, looking at other people's ideas, looking at what challenges are popular on TikTok and trying to do it your own way. So there was a chair challenge a while ago that was popular on TikTok, which is where you had a chair against a wall and you had to kind of stand up and pick the chair up at the same time. And every video on there was getting like tens of thousands of views. And I was like, well, how can we do this in our unique way? So we did it in the office where we were trying to pick the chair up and we failed like everyone else. And then we floated the chair up into the hand, kind of like, throwing that, and that got like 400,000 or 500,000 views. It got straight on the For You page. So it's like taking something and doing it in your own unique way. But the key to it, in my opinion anyway, is to understand your niche and make sure that everything that you do fits into that niche on TikTok. So, for example, I know that the best things that the people that follow us on TikTok, they are into magic, kind of pranks, and riddles. Those are the 3 things that we do. And all of those kind of work within the company. Because as a company, we do entertainment, the slapstick elements and the pranks work. We're magicians, so the puzzles work. It all fits to our company image. So we do this stuff, and that's our niche, and we understand that. And every time we've tried to diversify away from that niche, our views have gone down. You talked about something that we did in lockdown with Liz. Didn't work. When we put up a magic video, the latest magic video that I put up was a really simple thing. I filmed very quickly in like 10 seconds with some coins going into a cup. It was a ridiculously simple thing. I filmed it in 30 seconds. It got like 4,000 views, 3,000 or 4,000 views, like straight off. Because we've got our subscribers now. They click on it, they watch it, and like, oh yeah, I love this. We put a riddle up, which I think the last riddle was a couple of days ago. It gets 25,000 views, which is insane, right? Because people love that sort of stuff. That's what our followers are interested in. We put a video up of somebody going, okay, I'm locked down in a house. Even though we've got loads of subscribers, down to 200 views. Immediately, 200 views. We never get 200 views. Whenever we put a video up that is within our niche, it explodes. Every single time. We post daily, and the only time our views go down is when we put something up that our viewers aren't interested in and they switch off. Because TikTok see that it works, the algorithm works. Nobody actually knows how it works, but we can summarize that it works on view time. So if somebody watches a video all the way through, that's kind of a point. If they then interact with that video, like clicking a like, that's a point. If they have the time to put a comment in, that's a like, that's a tick. And the more ticks that TikTok see, the more they go, oh, okay, that people are interested in this video. So if people are interested in this video, let's show it to more people. And then more people start watching it, and you get more ticks, more ticks, more ticks. And that's when it explodes. I remember when we did our rubber hammer video, it went up to 2 million views. It started off, boom, 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 then did this, and then did this, and then did this, and it blew up. So it's understanding what your niche is. And the reason I'm telling you that, getting back to your channel, and I'll be honest,
you go, man.
If you look at the stuff on your channel,
rip me apart, bro.
I'm not going to rip you apart because it's good, but the stuff that you do when you're lip syncing that has nothing to do with entrepreneurialism, or the stuff that you do when Sienna or Emily are on there, gets like 50 views. The times that you get the most views are when you are true to your niche and you're doing something that is about your message, which is entrepreneurialism. Now, I know that you're also I checked your channel out. You also have Family Person as well, which is fantastic. I actually have a second TikTok channel that people don't know about because I've got like 20 followers. But I have another TikTok channel where I put some...
Just for dicking around on?
just for dicking around on, and I put videos of me and the kids lip syncing and stuff, and it gets hardly any views, and nobody ever really watches it. But I can show to Ryan, and I can look, there's me and you, and he's like, oh, that's really cool. But I'd never put it on. We've never look on our main TikTok channel. We've never put any lip sync videos on there. We've never put our kids on there. We've never done anything like that because we want to make it about the niche. And as I say, the one time we tried and we put Liz on there, whew, it went straight down. Just because that's not what people are used to. So it's kind of like, if you are an entrepreneur, which you are, you've literally written the book on this, you literally have the podcast on this, you are the entrepreneur. What you want to do is you want to kind of say to yourself, what are the people that are watching my channel interested in seeing? Are they interested in me talking about how we're going to get out of COVID-19? Are they going to be interested in how a business survives lockdown? Are they interested in about how to grow your sales and grow your marketing? Yes. How can I present that in a way that the people on TikTok would find interesting? But are people interested?
I agree.
Yeah, are people interested in seeing my daughter lip sync to a song? Well, no, they're not. And
I'd actually kind of realised that if you look at, I'm sure you have, look at my channel now, you'll notice that the top sort of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 have all been like that. I agree. I totally agree with what you're saying. I think that's bang on.
That's the big piece. And the way to look at it is, and the person who I think is killing it most on TikTok that wants to do what you're doing is Gary Vee.
Yeah, I agree.
And you look at Gary Vee's stuff. Have you ever seen him lip sync? Have you ever seen him put a cute lip syncing thing up with a kid? You never see that. He just delivers content and he gets hundreds of thousands of views. And he built it up over time.
Got some crazy silly stuff on there. Like he put one on the other day, one of his best videos of recent, when he was like, I'm the king of bananas because no one eats a banana like me. And he just shoved the whole banana in his mouth.
Yeah, I saw that. But it's kind of staying within his niche in a way, because he's kind of like, I'm the king. It's not doing lip syncing. He's still being him. He's just doing it in a way. You can embrace, you know what I mean? You can embrace TikTok.
Of the video that I did, I tried to make it a bit work related, but do you know that challenge? I can't think what it's called. Hold on, probably the Don't Rush challenge.
No, I don't know that one. Which one's that?
The Don't Rush challenge is the one where there's like normally a woman, she's there looking like in pajamas and stuff.
Yeah. I know it. Yeah.
Rubs it on the screen and then bang, she's all.
I love that. Is that the one where you're in bed in a dressing gown and then you ended up in a suit?
Yes.
I love that because it is on brand. It is on brand because you're a business owner, you're a CEO, you're an executive. Really cool. Great way of using. Transitions are big on TikTok, and I thought it was a really clever way while still staying on brand. The other thing...
I messed it up because I'm still not very good at TikTok. So when I put on Instagram, it was like, when you suddenly realise you've got a Zoom call. When you're working from home and suddenly realise you've got a Zoom call, was kind of meant to be the idea. Like, I'm here working from home in my pajamas. And, oh crap, I've got like a podcast I've got to film. Ta-da, type thing. That was the idea. But you think...
I really like that. The other thing that I'd say is, and you know this because you're obviously, you understand YouTube better than everybody with YouTube. But just like YouTube, one of the keys is consistency. Mm-hmm. You want to be posting every single day. And the thing is, your views will go up and down as you build up subscribers. They just will. And a lot of the reason that a lot of people give up on TikTok and a lot of businesses give up on TikTok is because they'll post videos and they'll only get a few views. Then they'll get a spike because they've got on the For You page, they've done something right, they've got on the For You page and they think, right, that's it, I've made it now. Look at these views. And then they put the next video up and it dies on its arse. And it's because one of the key things is building up subscribers. So like I say, we can put a video up now, as long as it's within our niche, as long as it's on magic or pranking or riddles, we can put a video up, and the worst it'll get is about 3,000 or 4,000 views. But that's because we've got all of these subscribers, so it gets pushed out to more people. But when we first started, I think the first video was 30 views, 50 views. Then we got a good one and we got 4,000, but then we were back to 20 and then 30 and then 40. And it's all about consistency. And it really does annoy you. It's like, I'm putting these videos up and nobody's watching them. What the hell am I doing? What's the point?
Do you know what's the saving grace for me is I put the ones that I'm putting some of them on Instagram, and they're killing it on for Instagram. They're doing really well. So I get like thousands of views with the same video. So I'm like, it only had 200 on TikTok, but it got a couple of thousand on Instagram. So I'm happy with that.
You know what you should do? Because you've got a big following on Instagram, you should try and push people on Instagram to TikTok. When we first started doing TikTok, we were like, hey, we post unique videos on TikTok every single day, unique videos. And I did a video on our Instagram page, on our Facebook page. Hey, we're doing unique videos. And we tried to make the videos on TikTok unique. And initially, when we first started, we tried to share those videos onto Facebook. And we were like, hey, here's our latest TikTok. Check it out. And what people were doing is they were just clicking on it on Facebook, looking at it, but not subscribing. And ultimately, you want those subscribers on TikTok as well. Yeah. And so we stopped sharing those videos out and we started pushing people. Hey, you want this content? You got to go to TikTok to see it.
Here's a question for you. I haven't done this at all as of yet. I've seen other people do it. I'm not sure if I don't know. Do you do any sort of call to action on like, subscribe, anything like that? Or do you just put your video out?
We've done a few occasionally, but we've done it in a way that's on brand. So, and obviously because you in the previous life were a magician, you'll understand this. We're some of the Rick Lax type stuff. So I was like, look, on the screen in front of me, there's all of these drinks. Pick one. Now add the letters up in this drink. Now look, pick a different look. Take your number and we're doing all this. And then we were like, right, now you've got another drink. Press the like button to lock in your choice. And if I get this right, I'm going to read your mind. I'm going to tell you what drink you were thinking of. If I get this right, you've got to share it. Okay? And you've got to share it. And every time we put a video up like that, it's gone really well. And we've massively increased our subscribers and the shares and stuff. But that's a way of doing it that's very on brand. I think the best way to subscribe to get subscribers is just to be organic in terms of don't ask. You've only got a minute, less than that. You don't really want to push it to a minute every single time. You want to keep it a bit lower. So you don't
standards like 15 seconds, isn't it?
Yeah. So you want to try. You don't want to be wasting time going, please subscribe to our channel. Please, like our whatever. You don't want to really do that.
I thought you might flash up on the screen. Don't forget to like and subscribe or something. I don't know. I mean, I haven't done it, but I just wondered what
you could do. We've never tried it like that. But one thing that we do use, you talk about call to action. One thing that we do use a lot for a call to action is we try to push people to other stuff. So we push people to our YouTube channel or onto a Facebook page. So I'll do something where a coin will disappear and it'll be like, hey, you want to see what I'm going to do? You want to see the full routine? Go check our Facebook Live out today at 9 o'clock or whatever it may be. That is, just go on Facebook and search for Slightly Unusual. I'm going to show you how this is done or whatever it may be. And you can do that really well on, let's say you're doing a video on YouTube about how to survive Corona outbreak, how to survive lockdown, how to still have a business after lockdown. You could say, right, okay, guys, on TikTok, you can say, okay, guys, lockdown's a big issue for a lot of business owners. You want to know how to survive lockdown? I have 5 points that I think will help every business owner. I'm going to give you 1 point right now. The first point is blah, 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 blah. If you want the other 4 points, it's on my YouTube channel right now. Just search Russell Leeds, search Entrepreneurs Blueprint on YouTube, and you can check out the other 5. You can check out the other 4 points right now. And use that as the call to action. Because then what you're doing is you have this audience on YouTube. The people on TikTok probably aren't your audience on YouTube. So now you're building a new audience on YouTube away from how you normally build the audience. Because as well as me, on YouTube, after a while, a channel can get stagnant. And you can get to a point where you've had all this growth, and then it kind of just plateaus, and it's kind of like, well, this is frustrating. I'm not getting any new subscribers. What can I do about this? Well, the best thing to do about that is to stop what you're doing and try to get an audience from other places. And one of the places to get an audience from is TikTok, especially when you're talking about entrepreneurialism, because a lot of the Gen X people, a lot of the younger kids these days, and you'll know this, they're very entrepreneur minded. They don't want to be doing a 9-to-5 job. They want to be doing something else for themselves. They want to run a business. They want to be successful. They don't want to rely on having back in the day, it was, did you just fall off your chair?
I nearly just knocked the iPad off. I'm sitting on the couch, the iPad's on.
It just looked like you've just fallen.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in the day, it was a job for life, at least when I was a kid. My dad used to say to me, it's a job for life. Go get yourself a job and that'll set you up for life. Well, these days, that's bullshit. There's no such thing as a job for life. If you think there's a job for life, go and ask the people from all the airlines that have just gone bankrupt. Go and ask the people. People are losing their jobs all the time. Kids these days, I don't want to say kids because that's derogatory, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20-year-olds, they've grown up in an entrepreneurial society and they want more. And where do you find these kids from? They're hungry for advice. They're hungry for knowledge. Well, where else but TikTok? Give them the information they're looking for.
They say like most people, 8% of the people on TikTok are making up the stats, but are under 25. But 24 isn't a kid, is it? 23 is not a kid. 20, they're customers. They spend money. They're just adult. They're just young adults.
Well, you know what? We work with an agent, an event planner, a really big event planner in London, and we've been working with them now for about 6 months, and they've given us some really high-profile jobs, some ridiculously celebrity high-profile jobs and stuff like that. And they contacted us out the blue because they'd seen us on TikTok. They'd seen us. That's where they originally found us. They found us originally on TikTok and then followed the various different links to the website and then gave us a call. And we'd be, that contract's worth a lot of money to us. And they found us on TikTok. Even if TikTok did nothing else for us, it's worth it for that one thing. But there are massive advantages. So it's like to say that TikTok is not a channel you should be going. We talked about it at the beginning, that closed mentality of, oh, what the hell are they doing? Appealing to kids. Sorry,
the other thing to really bear in mind as well is that it always starts like that, and then the older generation catch up. So if you're the established property investor, entrepreneur, magician, whatever it is, now is the time to get established. And then when the older people come on as well, you're already big, you've already got all this following, you've already got loads of people, you're already cool. Like Gary Vee was on this 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was
about TikTok. You've jumped. I think it's one of those. It's like, when's the best time to buy a house? Well, really, ages ago. But like now is better. I think TikTok's the same. It's like, yeah, you should have got on it 2 years ago. We should have got on it a year ago. But now is still a great time. I mean,
exactly.
I've been telling Samuel to join. He's doing annoyingly well.
Yeah, I noticed.
So he joined about 3-4 days ago. So one of his videos has had, how many did it have? It had a lot. I'm trying to find it now. No, obviously I am really pleased.
It's the one with the cards, holding up the cards, isn't it?
Yeah. What do you think of that video?
I think it was good. I think it was good.
Why did that video? Why did that video do so well? 218,000 off a fresh account. Obviously, it got on the for you.
I think for 3 reasons. I think the first reason is the music choice that's a very popular song on TikTok right now.
Okay.
And what people do when they're on TikTok is if they see a video that they like, and I do it, I don't know if you've ever done it. If they see a video that they like, they click on the sound and they can see all the other videos of people that have done it. And then you can go through and watch them all. And that video is a very that music is a very popular song at the moment, and it's very emotive. There's a lot of people that are using that song that do the same thing as you and Samuel do. And he came across on the video very honest. He was holding up the cards. It was just him and the camera and nothing else. There was no funny stuff. There's no funny business. It was and it's the sort of video, and it had a very clear message as well that a lot of people on TikTok can buy into, because again, he was talking about how anybody can do it. Don't don't put yourself into a position where you feel like you're going to fail. It doesn't matter where you come from. It's the journey, blah, 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 all of that. That's the sort of thing that a lot of people on TikTok want to hear. They're looking for that sort of information. And as I say, from an algorithm point of view, all it takes is a few people to watch that video and resonate with it and enjoy it and like it and comment on it. And TikTok go, wow, this is popular. Well, I know what we'll do. Let's put it on the For You page. Now, more and more people see it.
The key is creating content that people like and engage with. And when people start liking and engage with TikTok, just go, oh, okay, they like that. Let's push it. And then
that's all it is. Yeah. And then what happens is they monitor, once it goes on the For You page, they monitor what the interaction is with it on the For You page. And if more and more people are interacting and then subscribing and then liking, then they take it to another level where they put it on the thing again. And if you've got a popular video, it'll go back on the For You page. So we did this hammer video where we just, all it was is me sitting in the office. One of the office staff walked in, and I just took this rubber hammer and I was like, hey, heads up. And I chucked this rubber hammer at him. And he was like, ah. And it did really well. We did probably about 750,000 views. And then it just kind of chugged along. And you will find that when people subscribe to your channel, your views will go up bit by bit over time. Because if people like you, they'll check all your old videos out. I don't think we've got a video now less than 1,000. We had a ton of videos at the beginning that had 20 or 30 views, and people have watched all of the old ones, which has pushed the views up. But then what happened is, out the blue, like a month later, the views on the hammer video shot up again because they put it on the YouTube, the For You page. More people saw it, more interaction. I think it's on like about 1.5 million views now, because it keeps getting back on the For You page.
I've had the same thing on a smaller scale. So we did a video. What do you think of the couples challenges that I've done? A couple of them where you're like, who's the this, who's the that? Because they've done.
Yeah, but I would try and do it in more of a way. I would try, because those challenge videos, there's quite a few of them out there, and they're quite funny. But what you did is you just took an existing audio and you just applied it to you and Anna. What I would do, if I were you, is I would try and do something like, so you're very closely linked to Alistair. In many ways, you're as closely linked to Alistair as you are with Samuel, because you do the podcast together.
Yeah.
I would consider creating your own audio and doing it with you and Alistair from a business point of view. Who's the, who's the best businessman, or who's the funniest podcaster, and stuff like that. And you create that that other business people would be interested in, and you use the right hashtags, challenge, blah, 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 blah. You create your own hashtag challenge. You could have that blow up. And then what will happen is everybody else will be using that audio, and suddenly you will go you will blow it up. And it's more true to your niche and your brand than having you and your wife do it. Because you and your wife doing it, I know that it's family, which is important to your message, and that's cool. But most people listen to you from an entrepreneurial point of view. So I would take that and say, right, okay, this is really popular. How can I take that and apply it to what I do? Okay, Alistair, I've got an idea. I'm going to create some audio. I want to do this, and we're going to put this on TikTok and see how it goes. And then that I think would be a better way of doing that.
I like that idea. Okay.
And then purposefully, we talk about call to action. One thing that I forgot to mention. Do you know what duets are on TikTok?
No.
Okay, so you can duet with people. And what duet is if you go on somebody's video, you can share that video and you can mark it as a duet. So you can record your own video using their video and then upload it, tagging that original person in. You see it an awful lot where somebody's lip syncing to a song, and there's a male version and there's a female version, and this girl will create a lip sync where it's a girl doing it, and then all of a sudden, and she'll put it on TikTok, and then a guy will get it, and he'll do the guy voice, and then upload it, and and then that pushes the original person's views up, and it will also push their views up. Duets are really big on TikTok. They're really big, and you can have duet chains. So you can have like 30 people, 40 people, 50 people all duetting, and you see them all on the screen at the same time. It's really a cool thing. So one thing that we do, We do these riddles on TikTok. I'm sure you've seen them, where I've just basically got a pad. It's the easiest thing in the world. It's annoying sometimes because I spend time doing all these really cool magic tricks, and we rig the entire office with invisible thread and all this crap just to do this one moment, and it'll get like 5,000 views. And then I'll spend 15 seconds having a piece of paper film.
Blow, man. They blow up. I've looked at the reason is because you want to solve it, because you think, and then when you do solve it, you want to comment and let people know that you think.
What happened is I saw somebody doing a riddle on TikTok, and I was like, "That's cool," and it got like 10,000 views, and I was like, "Riddles kind of work with what we do," and so I searched on TikTok, and there were no other riddles. So I'm like, "Man, I'm going to do this." It's the easiest thing in the world to find brain teasers and riddles. I just go on Google and I Google it, and I get like 30 of them, and I just film 30 in one go. But the point is, if you watch those riddle videos, I say at the end, if you know how this is done, either comment on it or duet with me. And every time I do a riddle video, I'll do a duet. I'll have like 5 or 6 people duetting. So they've took my riddle video, they've created their own version where they're writing on a pad as well, and they're solving it. And you know, I always go on then as a page. I'm like, "Oh, well done, man," and I like it and stuff like that. But it's getting them interacting with what you're doing. So I use that an awful lot, especially in the riddle videos. I'm like, "Hey, duet with me. If you know the answer, send me a duet," and they do. And there's now loads of videos out there from other people that are based on my video. So you could create something, and you could create this audio. Going back to what I was talking about with you, you could create this audio, and you could go, "Hey, if you got your own idea, duet with me," and create, you know.
How would I do the business owner one where I can't meet Alistair in the flesh?
Maybe get him to film. Maybe you film yourselves on a split screen or something. That like on this, and he just does his bit, and you do your bit, and you edit it together, so you're next to each other. Maybe do a virtual background
like this. So like if I get Anna to film a screen, for example. And then there's my face and his face next to each other like that, maybe. I'm just thinking if we have the problem, it's going to struggle to go viral because everyone else has the problem as well. But if we did it like that, it would work.
The other thing that I would say is you want to know why the riddle videos go so well. One of the reasons the riddle video goes so well, it's because of the algorithm. Now, we went talking about this algorithm again. Remember what I said. TikTok look at a video, and they work out whether it's popular or not based on the interactions. You can't help but comment on those riddle videos because you see the video and you want to comment. Like, I don't know. If you watch those riddle videos, go on my channel, look at the riddle videos, there's like 1,000 comments, 2,000 comments, 3,000 comments. And TikTok prize comments more. It goes like this. It goes viewing it through to the end, multiple viewings, likes, comments, because it takes some effort to write a comment. It's not just to click a button or just watch a video. It takes some effort. If they see somebody commenting, then they're like, okay, these guys are obviously invested in this video. They then get a video that gets hundreds of comments. And those riddle videos, they're designed to get people to either comment or duet. And when they comment, TikTok go, bloody hell, everyone needs to see this. And then they put it on the For You page. More people see it. They want to comment on them because they want to tell. It's human nature. People want to say they know.
Questions in your
comment. Yeah. Try and put TikTok videos up which encourage people to comment on the video. Comments are king.
Okay.
So
if we were going to summarize then, because I feel like we've kind of gone through the basics. So I'm watching this show right now. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm like, I've got a business, doesn't really matter what it is because we can just talk about niche. And I'm like, okay, I'm convinced. Craig, you convinced me. You did convince me. I'm going to jump on TikTok. Top tips for getting started. So, what
number one, obviously set everything up and make sure it's on brand. So set everything up, make sure it's on brand. That goes without saying. So number one, figure out what your niche is. What's your message?
And who is your by finding other people and copying them?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, it's about figuring out who would your message resonate with? Yeah. In marketing, it's the customer avatar, isn't it? Who's your ideal customer? What's your ideal client? Well, you need to think of the same thing on TikTok. Who is your ideal follower? In an ideal world, who would you want to have follow you? What message would they want to hear? Figure that out. Then spend a week or so just looking on TikTok and trying to find people that are doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Look for in your case, look for entrepreneurs, look for business owners, look at Gary Vee, look at the people who comment on the videos as well. Look at who comments on Gary Vee's videos, because you'll see a lot of people that are trying to do the same thing on there as well. If you see an idea of a video that you think you could do, write it down and spend it's like any business, you first of all research something, don't you? So you're researching right now, you've figured out who your audience is, and now you're looking at competitor analysis. You're looking at everyone else on TikTok, and you're looking at what they're doing. You're taking ideas. You're coming up with a playbook. Then you start posting, and you want to do it regular. You want to do it once a day, every single day. You want to try and keep on top of the current trends, the current challenges, the current hashtags. I'm never going to lip sync. I just don't like lip syncing. You're never going to see a lip sync video. You know me. I'm never going to do a lip sync video ever. That's just not me, which is a bit of a drawback when it comes to TikToking. I think I'm probably the only person that doesn't lip sync. Me and Gary Vee, and that's it, I think. But you have to think of other ways of doing it other than figure out what your limitations are. Work out what you're going to do. And then just the key thing is just doing it every single day. Don't get disheartened if things aren't working immediately. You've got to keep pushing forward. Initially, when you get comments on a video, reply. If you get a share, say thank you. That's important. Follow people, because they'll follow you back. Now, that's what I did originally. When I first went on TikTok, I looked for other people. What I did is I searched for magicians. And I didn't follow the magicians like Magic Singh, that were getting millions of views, because I can see he's following 5 people. Why the hell would somebody like him, who's only following 5 people, follow a random guy he wouldn't do it? But what I did is I looked at the people that were commenting on his videos. And I was like, okay, these guys are obviously like magic. I'll go and follow them. And then they were following me back. And so I followed 1,000 people, and I had a load of people following me that I'd followed. And then I just unfollowed all of them. When I started when I got to about 5,000 or 6,000 followers, 7,000 followers, and I got to a point where I was like getting an extra 1,000 followers every single day when we were putting a video out. I'm like, right, okay, delete all them. I'm not following them anymore. I think we follow about 40 people. That's it. And they're people that I like watching. I'll follow you. And then the only other thing that I would say, and this is something that you can get drawn into if you're not careful, understand that it's only one part of your business. What you know as well as me, it was Doug that used to say to us way back in the day, don't be a busy fool. Business owners can be business owners and entrepreneurs more than anyone can convince themselves that they've been working hard, when in reality they've done absolutely nothing. TikTok is just one avenue. There's a million things that you need to do as an entrepreneur. There's a million things that you need to do as a business owner. It's not just TikTok. You don't want to be that guy that spends 8 hours a day looking at TikTok videos and then spends 5 hours filming a TikTok and gets into a situation where, I've worked really hard this week. What have you done? Well, I've uploaded 6 videos on TikTok. The rest of the business gone to shit, but I've uploaded 6 videos on TikTok. Understand that it's one small part of your business, and time management is kind of important here. And that's really important with TikTok more than any other channel, because it has this ability to suck you in. I literally will go on TikTok and just go, I'll just have a look at the For You page. And even now, an hour later, I've been sucked into watching a load of videos. And Sarah will turn around to me and say, you've been on that in an hour. And I'm like, really, have I? It has the ability to suck you in, so you need to be aware of it.
Maybe do it in the evenings when you would be chilling anyway. So rather than doing it during work time, try and treat it as more like a social media, and try and treat it.
Exactly. Yeah. Have fun with it, and have fun. That's the key thing. So let your personality shine through, because as well as anybody, you probably know better than most, I'm a bit of a dick. I'm a lot of a dick, So you see that on my videos. Like, I've got this half of the videos of me just taking, like ripping the shit out of it, like pouring water over, sneaking up behind the staff and pouring water over their heads, and like, exploding a cup
into his face.
Huh?
Gaffer taping his phone to his face.
That was just, he didn't even know about that. I just thought, come on, I'll do this. This will be fun. I whispered to Luke, film this, but that's my personality. I'm a joker. I love messing around. I'm a dick. I'm not going to hide away from that. All I'm doing is I'm turning the volume up on me, but what people see on TikTok, that's actually me. That's the real person. And don't be
that. He is a dick.
And don't be afraid to look for stuff that fits your niche that you might not necessarily like I said, the riddle thing pisses me off because the riddles blow up more than anything else. But people watch the riddles, they subscribe to the channel, and then they watch the magic, and the magic figures go up and up and up and up and up. But it's the riddles a lot of the time that sucker the people in initially. Riddles aren't what we're about, but it kind of fits with our niche. So I'm cool with it. Look for stuff like that might not necessarily 100% fit with what you're doing, but it's a great way. Like the riddle thing, we pretty much pioneered it. Nobody else is doing riddles. And, since we started doing it, other people are doing it, but they're not getting the figures that we're doing. So, and it's simple. It's just a camera on a piece of paper and just me writing on a piece of paper. It's stupid, but it works.
Did you see the one I did of my book yesterday?
Yeah, I love that. That was really good. That's the sort of creative stuff that I really like. Stuff where it's funny, but it still fits within the niche. It's like, yeah, I'm just reading this book. It's really good. And then you kind of see that you're reading your own book. It's great. Really funny. Really funny.
Okay. Any suggestions for me or anyone else of like for that's like the riddle thing, but that's not, or I can't.
Like I say, the riddle thing came about because I just saw somebody put a riddle on TikTok.
So
I was like,
just look for what other people are doing and see if you can find something.
Yeah, nobody else was doing it, and I think that's half the battle. Figure out something that people would like.
Yeah.
They like that plain basic thing. If you think about the riddles from TikTok's algorithm point of view, it shouldn't work because there's no music at all on it. There's no music. It's not a challenge that's popular. It's not a trend that's popular. It's not a hashtag that's really known, and yet they blow up every single time. So it's kind of like...
You know what? It blows up because of the interaction. You know why it blows up.
Exactly. So think about how you could...
You not even put like quiet music on in the background.
We tried it. We tried it initially. We put the music on in the background quietly, and it actually got less views.
Wow.
So every time we've tried it, we've put music on, and it hasn't gone as well as when we've put music on. Weirdly, I don't know why. So we ended up stopping putting music on and just whacking them up there. But the easiest thing in the world to film, it takes like 10 seconds. 10 seconds. But so try and think of something that you can do that fits the entrepreneurial niche, that creates questions. Because like I say, going back to Gary Vee, he blows up every time because people are commenting on his videos. What can you do to create those comments away from the stuff we've talked about? So away from the hashtags, away from the trends, away from the music, away from copying other people, all of that stuff. What can you do that creates that interaction? Because it's the interaction that's key. The success of any video is that if you can get people commenting. So like I say, with a riddle, people want to solve the riddle. It could be you posing a business related question. I don't know if that would work or not. But the other thing with TikTok is, try it. If it doesn't work, it's not a problem because it'll just be a video that didn't work and only gets a few views. It's not an issue. It's that old thing about, I was with a magician, but I was speaking to a magician online about a week ago. And I was like, how you doing in lockdown? He was like, oh, man, it's terrible. I was like, yeah, I'm with you. He's like, I'm going to put a video up next week. I'm like, is this the video that you said you were working on last week? And he's like, yeah, it's almost there. It's about a week away. And I'm like, dude, in that time, I've put up like 50 videos. He's like, yeah, this is going to be perfect. It's going to have backdrops. It's going to have editing. And I'm like, yeah, and there's no way that's going to do as well as the 50 videos that I've done in the time that you've done one. The worst video in the world is better than the video that you never did. And these days, a picture is worth 1,000 words, but a video is worth 1,000,000. So maybe, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But put something up like, okay, let me pose an interesting business question to you guys. Imagine business A is in this situation and business B is in this situation. I want to know your opinion. Which business do you think is in a better position and why? And you could even do it on a pad, like a riddle. Okay, guys, I want you to imagine there's business A, it turns over this much. Business B turns over this much. Business A spends this much on marketing. Business B spends on this much in marketing. Which business is better and your opinion? and then you can use that to form the focus of a YouTube video. So you can say, well, you can do a YouTube video or even a podcast saying, so I put this thing on TikTok, posing this question, and these are the results that I got. I want to do this podcast on the results that I got. And you can then put a video on TikTok saying, hey, thanks very much for replying to my business question. I've done a podcast on that. The podcast goes live on YouTube and Spotify. You can check that podcast out over there.
Yeah.
I think that might work. And it's about the last time you and I met up in person, I was talking to you about that thing that Gary Vee says about producing 300 pieces of content a day. And it was all about repurposing the content.
Yeah.
And it was all about doing this and this and this, and you can use this and this. And we talked about it. It's the same with TikTok. Create that business question and then use the interaction on a different platform. It goes random. So I'd try that maybe. If I'd have turned around to you, if we'd never tried riddles, and I turned around to you and said, I'm gonna ask people a riddle. The answer will be available on Google because it's a riddle that everybody knows. And I'm just gonna have the camera and I'm just gonna be writing on a pad as I'm talking, and then I'm just gonna put it on TikTok. Do you think that'll do any well, Russell? I know what you'd say.
Probably not.
You'd say no, it wouldn't work. There's no harm in trying this stuff.
Yeah.
If it dies, it dies. If it works, you've got a brilliant idea that that's all it is. That's you try, you keep trying, and you keep trying, and you keep trying until you find something that works, that's yours, that nobody else does because you were the originator and you do it better than anyone else.
Yeah, makes sense. Or I suppose you could put some questions in there. So, like, for example, the one I did the other day, it was like the 8 things that you should be doing on lockdown. You could say at the bottom, which do you think is the most important? Comment below.
Perfect. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It might create some interaction, but yeah. No, great. I think that's been really, really helpful. Thanks ever so much for coming on the show. I hope you guys all enjoyed that. Please do not forget to subscribe, call to action, and comment and like this video. Yeah, thanks ever so much for watching. Thanks for coming on the show, and I will be back next week. See you next week, guys.